Okay.
This should be the path to Witch Drop. Hungry, Toggle.
I'm expecting at least a little bit from Jill here, obviously because of the Shiva connection, but I'm not expecting too much. Alright, here we go. Do I still have my potions and stuff? Wow, okay, I guess that...
Now you're for it.
Yeah. Just trying to switch back to this one and press the wrong one. I'll try to toggle.
Company.
Anyway, at least I can maybe just do this instead.
Here's our welcoming party.
Welcome, my Chocobo friends. Oh, that's not a lot of damage. Well, it is, but... Oh, damn. That's an angry boy. Right, let's start with a bit of this.
Over here.
And then we'll chain into this. We can kind of cancel out the move there. Again, it was firing something towards me, but... might as well get a bit of extra, oomph. Yeah, just relying on attacks, that's what happens. Ah, just missed. Just missed.
Nice try. Tighter.
Use a little bit of this. I haven't been doing too much of it. Yeah, it really melts away the gauge. Look at that. Wow, it's huge. Yeah, can't see shit, but I'm sure good things are happening.
You're finished. Looks like that's the last of them. Now, where's the grave?
Okay, let's keep it going. At least I'm starting to complete encounters with relatively high HP. So that's a good sign. Confidence up to 50-55%. It's only taken about 5-6 hours. But hey, this is relative to like how I felt after playing for like 50-60, so I think it kind of makes sense. Yeah, it's a pretty nice spot to be remembered.
This must be it.
My lord. Thank you for making the path safe again.
XVI. Was that her name?
Yes. Hardly the most fitting tribute for a dominant, is it? A rough-hewn stone with naught but a given name engraved on it. But my ancestors had only been here a matter of weeks when she passed. Every day was a struggle to survive. They had neither the time nor the energy to devote to a more elaborate memorial. Yet they spared what they could to grant her wish, that even in death she might continue to watch over her home.
She lived down there then? In the ruins?
That's right. They were once the living quarters for those who served up in the temple. When the Northern Thanes sent her here to weave her spell, this was where she and her retinue stayed. There were priests, handmaidens, and a knight sworn to shield her from harm. Of course, they were all gone by the time my ancestors arrived, fled or dead in the Western Wars.
All except XVI, who remained till the end. Alone.
Indeed. At least, that is the story as it's been handed down in Haven. But there is an epilogue to the tale. One known only to Lady Shula and myself. Some years after Issei's passing, you see, my grandmother came here to tend the grave, and found a stranger kneeling before it. A knight, dressed head to toe in plate. She asked of him who he was and whence he had come, but received no answer. The only words he spoke were, "Tell me true, whose grave is this?" So she told him of how her people had met and cared for Issei, and how she had died. His only reaction was to stare up at the air of hours in silence. Then he left, never to be seen again.
You said he was wearing plate. Was it black and gold?
Do you know something of him?
When we went up to the Air of Hours to unravel the spell, we were set upon by a shade in the shape of a knight in full plate. It manifested in front of the Vare, and in its ether, I felt Shiva, the witch.
You think this may have been the same man my great-grandmother met? Issei's knight?
I don't know. Maybe. All I can say for sure is it was intent on protecting her creation.
Or perhaps her spirit? What remained of her ether, preserved in the Vare? Perhaps his spirit too became enraveled in her spell, frozen in an eternal vigil.
Till we ended it.
If the shade you fought was Issei's knight, then ending it was the greatest gift you could have given him. Now he can return to the sea, to be with his lady once more. And if his spirit should ever return here to visit her grave, I shall ask his name, that I might carve it in the stone next to hers.
That they might be together. Once and for all.
Yeah, nice story there. Enjoyed that. Issei's Knight. That clears up that whole business. And with that, that leaves one quest.
Thank you, my lord, for reuniting them.
Yeah, that was really nice. So, okay. So, that leaves one final quest. No, you can't do it during cutscenes. I thought it might be a nice sort of, with this backdrop, to do a little bit of a photo mode. What even was the photo mode shortcut again? I don't remember. Okay, let's head back one last time to Haven, and we will try to do the last quest from Lady Shula herself. And finally wrap up my experience with this game once and for all.
It is good to have him back.
You wouldn't happen to have some time on your hands, would you, Clive? Only I was wondering if you might help me with something else.
Don't tell me. Another unruly dominant.
Not quite, but a dangerous foe nonetheless. It promises to be quite a hunt. Care to join me?
Hell yeah, let's go. Last Kicks. It's literally called Last Kicks.
All right. Tell me about our quarry.
A fiendish, cold-blooded beast known as a Guivre. Normally, we leave such animals well alone, and for good reason. But I have an even better reason to want its tongue.
Its tongue.
If you'll permit me, tributary, I can explain.
Certainly, Yamila.
It's been over a week since me sister gave birth to her first child, yet she still isn't back on her feet. We've tried everything to restore her spirits. Physics and nostrums, the laying on of hands and of leeches, but all to no avail. The healers tell me there's only one hope left. A broth as potent as its ingredients are perilous to procure.
It isn't only Yamila's sister who stands to benefit from this, by the way. There's her baby to think of, and Walias, too. She'd agreed to be his wet nurse, you see.
I'd be glad to help.
Thank you. Our hunters have no shortage of skill, but this task calls for more than that. And it won't be achieved through weight of numbers either. The Guivre is as wary a foe as it is a deadly one. 2 hunters might catch it unawares, but any more than that, and it would pick up our scent a league away.
Then it is decided. The 2 of you will go, while Jill and I occupy ourselves here.
Of course.
Perhaps we might help prepare the broth. That would be most kind of you.
Come then, Clive. The river of time flows fast, and so must we. There's a Guivre that has claimed the ruins at the foot of the mountain as its hunting ground. But as I say, they are wary creatures. We'll need suitable bait to draw it out. The flesh of a forest ibex should suffice.
To the forest, then.
Alright, let's do it. One last quest. And of course, in true Final Fantasy 16 style, we've left behind Joshua and Jill. But Shula's pretty cool.
There's nothing a Guivre loves more than a fat haunch of ibex.
There speaks the voice of experience. Do you hunt often?
Since I was a girl, my father would take me. Then after he returned to the sea, Yamila's father. Our families have always been close. Even if her sister wasn't Walias's wet nurse, I couldn't stand by and watch her suffer.
Yeah, Shula's cool. So I don't mind hanging out with Shula for this final quest. And I think again we can kind of just go on foot to where we need to go. But I am going to be a little bit more at risk because obviously the enemy is going to be a little bit
Where
more
will we
focused
find
on
them?
me
Further in.
with this one. Yeah. But again, I've got, I used 1 strength tonic by accident. I've barely scratched the surface with that stuff at this stage, like using the strength tonics at the right time and stacking the moves together and blah blah. Not going to reach that level. Sorry, lads.
These will do nicely.
We have to slay them all. No. We don't just do this. I love that they made them like level 53, just to make sure it's not like a one-hit KO with a normal attack.
Return to the sea, and to the clouds rise again.
We have our bait then. What next?
Next, we pay a visit to the Dark Gate to pick some local weed. It'll help disguise our scent.
Okay. Yeah, curious what enemy type we're going to face. I want to say, like... It sounds like something fly. I feel like because they know it's sort of the last quest that you're likely to do, it's going to be like a behemoth or like a dragon or something like that. I'm anticipating something big. Get some of that local weed. I forgot this Torgal's still with me. That's good.
There should be a sprig or two of local weed growing somewhere around here. Look for the golden leaves.
Okay. Sprig number 1. As I sprint. Come on. Go.
Is this it?
Aye, that's the stuff. Crush the leaves between your fingertips and rub them on your clothes.
If you insist. You could have warned me about the smell.
Like corruption, isn't it? We'll have an honor guard of flies before long. But it'll stop the Guivre from noticing us. Its nose will tell it we're nothing but a feast for worms.
Oh, I feel so much better.
We can wash it off afterwards. If there's one good thing about the Guivre choosing the ruins for its hunting ground, it's that there's plenty of fresh water nearby.
Alright, let's get to it. Gonna skip the little random encounters and stuff here.
Where should we lay the bait?
Damn.
Guivres are creatures of habit. Look for some sign if it's passing. It's sure to return to the same place sooner or later.
It's quite elaborate.
Marking its territory.
Something was. A curl, maybe.
A few little bits to do here.
Tracks. But I assume they're too small to belong to a Guivre.
You're right. They're barely big enough to belong to a Guivre's breakfast.
Yeah, we're looking for a big boy. Is there a path down? No. The sprint just keeps kicking in just as I'm about to reach the...
A fresh kill.
But not a Guivre's. The wounds are too clean. Too small.
Yeah, they really want us to exhaust all of the options first. Did I miss something? No.
These look like a predator's tracks. You can clearly make out the claws.
And not just any claws. These belong to a Guivre. There's no mistaking them. We'll lay the bait here.
Let's hope our friend is hungry.
They always are. Okay, what are we working with here?
Still no sign.
Patience, Clive. Hunting's not something you can rush.
Have you stalked these beasts before?
Once. Guivres are fast, so the job called for a bearer. But even with my knack, it was a close-run thing.
Not many leaders would take such risks for their people.
Says the man who battled an icon to save a boy he barely knew. It is the way of the motes of water to use what gifts we've been given for the good of all. And I gather it's your way too.
It was Sid, the man whose name I bear. He fought for his people and their future with every fiber of his being. I'm just following in his footsteps. In many ways, you remind me of him.
Me? You're confusing daring with desperation. Quiet. Something's coming.
Yeah, I need the Clive, Sid, and Shooter DLC now. Okay, it's one of these guys. I said dragon, but not quite there.
Our guest has finally arrived.
Shall we greet him?
It'd be rude not to.
Alright, let's not underestimate it though. A lot more build up to this one, so it could be difficult for sure.
Don't let it escape.
I say we already get going with some of this. Yeah, a lot of like repeat swipes. Damn it. Really? Screw you. Yeah, there's very little relief in that sense, I guess. Just constantly swiping. Two. Yeah, always one more. This time I'm going to try and leave my bigger moves for the stagger. Huh, a little. Alright, here we go. Start off with some of this. Bit of that. Bit of this. And then a bit of this. Might as well throw this in while we're here. Yeah. I don't assume I can do too much more at the moment. 111,000. That's a little better. Probably some of those are precisions, though. Two, three. Ah. Ah. Let's just go for it anyway. I cancelled out of it. I keep thinking, like, while I watch the animation, I'm like, why don't I just go into that mode to make it even more powerful? But I keep forgetting it cancels out. But not too difficult, honestly.
You weren't exaggerating when you said they were dangerous.
They're forces of nature, all right. And with this one's passing, the river of life has calmed. O roaring torrent, son of storms, may your spirit run free in the open ocean. This flesh I claim, that your gifts might rain down upon us this day, and our river flow in spate once more. Well then, let's return to the village. We must get this tongue to Yamila before it spoils.
Okay, this time I think we can fast travel back now. Yeah. Quickly grab this first. Maybe there's a chest here or something, I don't know, but... worth a quick look around before I leave. Alright, let's just go. Wrap this up.
Tributary, my lord. Did all proceed as planned?
It did. Here. One Guivre tongue. As promised.
Oh, thank you. I shall add it to the broth at once. By your leave, tributary.
If there is anything else that we can do to help, you need only ask.
No, no. You've already done more for my family than I can ever repay.
Just as you have, Clive, for my family. I only regret that I have nothing to offer you in return but my gratitude.
It's more than enough. Besides, I'm no less grateful to you.
For what?
For welcoming my friends and I into your midst. For showing us how your people live. For reminding me that the world we strive to create, where bearers can live alongside their fellow men in peace and comfort, is no mere fantasy.
I'd hardly call it comfort. Every day is a struggle. Though we do at least struggle together, it's true.
As must we all. I only ask that you remember the cost of using your gifts as a bearer. I know that you feel it's your duty to do whatever you can to help your people. But you have a child to think about now. And Wallis has lost enough.
I shall bear that in mind.
That's all I ask. Oh, and if there is anything else that we can do to help, well, you know.
Thank you. Truly.
Final quest complete. There we go. Did we get a level up? Did we get it? Oh, we did. Yay! End on level 52. Okay. Enhances Odin's iconic feat. Damn. Okay.